I'm going to do something a little different in this video and talk about a former First Lady who, in my view, is very, very, very underrated. And that is Pat Nixon. She was the wife of Richard Nixon, served as First Lady during his tenure from 1969 to 1974 when he resigned from the office. And I really believe that part of the reason people don't have a vested interest in her is because of the decline in Nixon's popularity, which contributes to this kind of blackening of her name. And I think it's something that she should be able to escape, definitely posthumously, if I pronounce that word correctly. You know, her efforts in just traveling abroad. She was actually the most traveled First Lady before Hillary Clinton. And really the initiative she undertook in the White House and just trying to preserve things, sort of reminiscent of Jacqueline Kennedy actually. They really should stand on their own as opposed to her marriage, or of course she became First Lady as a result of her marriage. But that does not mean those should be the things she's remembered for. And I'm referring to the marriage. That shouldn't be the main thing she's remembered for, especially when she's had enough accomplishments to list on her own. Now, I think she has one claim to fame that is especially apparent now in this day and age, that back when she died in 1993 wouldn't have been able to have been attributed to her because this wasn't readily known. It still isn't readily known. Basically, in the 1980s, if I remember correctly, Trump appeared on a, social media, not social media, that wasn't even a thing back then. I apologize. I made an error. I'm only human. He appeared on television, and she apparently saw this appearance. So President Nixon wrote Trump and said that his wife believed that Trump would be very successful if he entered politics or when he entered politics, and called her an expert. And we've seen over the course of this last election cycle, or of this current election cycle rather, that has been very accurate to what has happened. So it's almost as if she was able to see into, well, I wouldn't say see into the future. I realize I just cut myself off from saying that. But there's definitely a level of intelligence she had about the field. And I think she really suffers as a result of the impeachment. And you hear there are reports of her being unhappy with these campaigns and wanting a normal life. And we really have very few people in this day and age who don't seek out popularity but become popular nonetheless. You know, there's always a part of us that wants to be known, wants to be notified, wants to be seen as someone, as a person who is a force to be reckoned with. I have that same feeling sometimes. This isn't about me. It's about the fact that she possessed an element of not wanting to be known that I think is really, really just gone in modern day society. And that's something else that should attribute to a positive view of her that most people should have. The fact that she was modest, that she didn't seek out publicity. And this was really something, it's as if the office of presidency enveloped her husband and it swallowed her with it. And she was an unwilling victim in this whole situation. I'm not going to say she disliked everything about her life. Of course not. I don't believe that at all. But there is a level of sympathy we should have for her as a person. And I believe that her place in history should not be solely dependent on just being the wife of Richard Nixon, who, has obviously all the stuff he did. But again, she should be remembered for being the most traveled before Hillary Clinton, the most traveled at her time. That's the real title. Carrying initiatives from former first lady sort of being doing a thing of continuation. And bottom line, she's someone that we should have a different look at, or a different perspective, or pay attention to. And that's about it. I thank everyone for watching as I attempt to justify Pat Nixon's place in history and sort of defend her in a way. I guess I tried to. I think she was a wonderful lady, and definitely was one of the greater things to come out of the Nixon administration, regardless of one's views on President Nixon's policies. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.